James Daly.
Mark Foster.
We are here to talk about Dragon Ball Z Kakarot, which you reviewed.
I did.
Obviously a massive Dragon Ball fan.
That is true. A massive fan ever since I was like 5, maybe.
Great, so let's start off with the story, since that's one of the, the big things that Dragon Ball fans, I presume, look for. I know nothing of the games, or the anything Dragon Ball.
You know the name of Goku.
I'm familiar with Goku. So, okay, story-wise, tell me what's going on in Kakarot.
In Dragon Ball Z Kakarot, it is the story of Kakarot the character. It's his entire life in the Dragon Ball Z series. Kakarot is Goku's real name from when he was actually a Saiyan from the planet Vegeta, which is where Vegeta's from as well. So Goku comes to Earth as a baby. He knows none of this. That was never communicated to him, so he grew up and became the beautiful orange-clad hero that we know today. This story is all about him from finding that out. He's got a family now, right up into his many, many deaths, and then eventually saving the entire Earth again for the last time from Majin Buu.
Okay, so as far as arc then, fans of the series know this story inside out, right? So there's nothing new in there.
No, it's, tale as old as time, it really is. But this is the first time we've had a game that is embracing that story by making the whole thing an RPG. You're feeling this story now. Instead of just, here's a cool cutscene, now fight, knock 7 colours out of each other. You have to travel around, go to these places like Orange City and West City and Kame House. These locations you've seen in the cartoon, the anime, or you've read in the manga. You are finally getting to walk around them in the way you should. You're interacting with side characters, you're having cool adventures, there's items to pick up, there's campfires to cook at, there's fish to catch and eat, which is in itself is adorable. It's a really well thought out RPG version that, as a fan, I've wanted since I can remember.
Interesting point for me is because the story is already incredibly well known and told amongst the fan base.
Yep.
Is there a certain amount of, excuse the phrase here, ludonarrative dissonance in the fact that you are playing Goku in this already well-known story? Is there any part of it where you're like, well, Goku wouldn't have beaten this person up or accidentally, killed this person, and he didn't spend 10 days fishing?
Luckily, no. So I should clarify, although it is Goku's story, you also play as Gohan, his firstborn son. Mm-hmm. You play as Piccolo, who at one time enemy, now sort of friendly rival, who basically becomes like Gohan's godfather in a way. And you play as Vegeta, who is the anti-hero. He's a villain at first, and then he ends up joining around and becoming one as part of the team. The in-between parts, the game communicates really effectively why you're doing it. It's like Chi-Chi, who's Goku's wife, Gohan's mum. She will say something as simple as, oh, I haven't got these ingredients for dinner. Gohan, can you go out and get them? You go get them, come back, she cooks up a meal for you, and that boosts your character's stats when you use it.
All right.
There's a game reward, as well as like a character richness. But at no point playing the game do you feel anything really is out of place. Like if you're attacked by random enemies, they're random enemies that Goku would have encountered at some point. Or Gohan or Vegeta or Piccolo, it all makes sense.
Okay, that's good. It's good that there is like that certain amount of sort of grounding within the story compared to what you're doing, because otherwise I guess it could feel just like busy work around the story, but it's nice that it actually makes sense within the world. So as far as actual gameplay is concerned, you picked up on a few of the things that you're going to be doing as far as like sort of side questing and that's concerned.
Yeah.
For me, I would imagine Dragon Ball is all about the combat.
Yep.
So why don't you talk us through a little bit about what you do there?
The moment a battle initiates, whether it's like a fixed story battle or a random encounter that occurs in the world where you can be attacked by somebody and then it opens, it's an arena fighter. So the camera is, for the majority, behind you in a third-person view. You battle on the ground, you battle in the air. The whole Z-axis thing is very real. I should say Z-axis for the game, I guess. I personally think that's the slickest way to do an anime fighter. We've seen it in Naruto games, we've seen it in things like Kill la Kill. It's a very good way of moving around, exploring a rich world, and what I love about it too is when you see that rich backdrop, in the random encounters, you were just there. So when you see a bridge in the background, when kill this guy, you can go to that bridge and go pick up whatever item you were looking for. But the combat is slick. It reminds you of like the Tenkaichi series. It's what you'd want. It's very slick, it's very good. There are times where a lot of things are happening and you don't really know. You're just hitting circles, so you're like, I must be the guy punching behind this cloud of smoke, and then you come back and you're stood victorious and like, yeah, I did it.
So with the game being an RPG, how does that work with regard to leveling up? Like, what are the systems involved? Do you get new moves as you get up through the levels?
So you do get experience points in the traditional format. You beat somebody, That's the experience point. You complete a mission, that's an experience point. You have these boards for your different characters, for the four principal, and for your side characters too, because you have support characters like Krillin and people who can join in and help you in a fight. Depending on your level, depending on where you are in the game, things you might have to do, you can unlock stronger moves. Gohan's Masenko at level 1, you get enough points, you can make it level 2, then level 3, and the same for all their moves. And like I said, you can get meals that buff your stats before a fight, like, you know, one meal will give you extra defense for 3 minutes. So for the next 3 minutes of combat, you're good. It's about timing, when you use that stuff.
So is it telegraphed to you when you're gonna go into a fight?
It does make it pretty clear, yeah. Sometimes, like, it'll say, at a point, do you want to progress the story? And you click yes. It's like, right, well, good luck, son. And throw you in. And then there are other times where, in between a cutscene, someone will just sort of say, well, we have to wait for this or whatever. You're back in free roam again. You can go do something else, or you can just go straight to it. But that's a good time to heal at a campfire or eat a meal.
So you're never stuck grinding levels to progress the story or to get anywhere?
So far, no, because even when you encounter an enemy, like when I was like level 10 and encountered free roaming level 29 enemies, you best believe that did not go in my favour. But even if they're like 5 levels higher than you, you've got a good chance of getting something out of that battle. Because it's a fighting game at the end of the day, so skill is a big factor there.
Sure, okay. So I want to start wrapping it up a little bit. You've given the game, you've reviewed it, you gave the game a 9 out of 10. For you, what stopped it from getting a 10 rank? Like, was there anything in there that you were like, I wish that was done better?
There's the usual sort of niggles here and there, like, sometimes a cutscene will freeze a bit, like, again, it happens in a lot of RPGs, they'll start talking, but it's locked on one thing or whatever. The only reason it wasn't a 10, although it is a superb RPG, as far as I'm concerned, the best ever Dragon Ball Z game we've ever had, best game with Dragon Ball on the box, better than the old Origins games and whatever. It doesn't feel like they've broken ground in a gaming sense. It doesn't feel like this game had to be made now. I think they could have made it years ago. In that sense, it's a bit late to the party when you look at other RPGs, but in terms of Dragon Ball Z, it's phenomenal. I guess it's really down to timing.
Cool. Okay, well, thank you very much, James. I think that probably will conclude us, unless you want to talk about anything else.
I'm all good, Mark. Thanks for having me.
Thank you.